Hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. So go ahead and find a place that feels comfortable to you. Go ahead and grab um, any burnables, any candles, any blankets that feel like they will support you in this moment as we go in to tend to your heart, to be with your heart in a way that is loving and tender and just really sweet and kind of a little yummy. So go ahead, if you haven't done so already, just gather those things. Find a spot here and we'll begin in the next minute. Okay, if it feels okay to you, go ahead and close your eyes and just notice where your body is held by the ground beneath you. Maybe it's from the legs that are connected to the floor. And maybe you're actually on the earth right now. Just bring your awareness there. And then go ahead and take a couple deep breaths and notice your heart in whatever way you're experiencing it right now. It actually doesn't need to be your anatomical heart on the left side of your chest. It can be any space within your heart center. Just go ahead and notice however you experience your heart. As mamas, our hearts are filled in so many different ways, and they're also giving in so many different ways. So here's a way we can honor all that our hearts feel and do. You might have parts of you that distract you from your time here connecting to your heart. And if that happens, I just invite you to ask them to soften and sit next to you, to give you a little room here for a pause in your day, to go inwards, to be with yourself. I'm now going to invite you to get to know your heart in a physical way. We're going to slowly explore and journey the qualities of your heart. I'm going to first start by noticing its condition. First, notice how open it is. And maybe even how closed or tight it might be. If it feels calloused or tender. Some people will share that it feels congested or fluid. Just be with your heart here. Also, go ahead and notice how much space your heart has in it and around it. Does it feel really open and airy? Does it take up space in your body? Does it feel really small? All is okay here. We're just bringing our awareness inwards. You might notice that different areas of your heart feel differently. The back might feel more open than the front, or the top might feel tender and the bottom feel weighted. All experiences are welcome here. As you do this, you might hear messages or thoughts that are stored in your heart. You might see colors start to come into vision. At any time you have an experience, just be with it. Allow it to be there. Release resistance. So, wherever it might feel intense in your heart or extreme in any way, whether it feels tight, weighted, condensed, rough, sharp, you likely have located and come in contact with some protective parts of yours. Parts of you that live within your body and your awareness. I invite you here to just take a moment to meet up with those parts. Notice where in your heart they are present and just acknowledge them. And then go ahead and see which one of those parts might need a little extra time with you today. And just notice who shows up. And as we get a little more curious with this part, I invite you to check in with it to see what it's trying to do for you. What does it want you to know? And then asking this protector, what is it afraid of would happen if your heart was wide open? If it would let your heart be tender and flowing? If it would allow you to connect to your emotions and beauty around you? What is it afraid of would happen if it didn't try to keep your heart tight, contracted? Oftentimes with my clients, they speak about a part that has apprehension that feels like it constricts the heart in fear of what the next thing might be that is needed from them, from their children, from their partner, from their house. And if this is true for you, we're just going to invite it to share more of its story with you about why it's scared to release and allow your heart to be open. As this part begins to answer this question for you, you're likely to learn about wounded parts of you that this part protects. Wounded parts that might live in, on, or around your heart center. At this time, we're not going to go into those wounded parts. But if you're aware of them, you can just acknowledge that they live in the center of your heart, that they're a part of you as well. Your protective parts have worked really hard to guard vulnerability and the wounds that lie within your heart. And so if it feels okay to you in this moment, I invite you to extend your gratitude towards them in whatever way feels sincere to you. And then just notice how they react to that gratitude. How do they respond? You can let your protective part know that we're not asking them to change anything that they're doing, and we don't expect them to change. We're just getting to know their fears and showing them gratitude for taking such care of your heart. And someday, if these parts want to, they might let you get close to that wounded part to help those parts heal, to help them feel seen, heard, loved, and deeply held right where they are. And then these hard working protectors will be able to rest and relax and allow your heart to open even more fully. Often our protective parts around our heart and other places in our body have the story, never again. I will never let you experience that again. You will never hurt that way again. I will be sure of it. And they take their job very seriously. So just be sure here that your protector knows that it's worthy of rest and that it is possible to help your wounded parts heal. And that we will go as slow as they need us to really understand what they're doing for you before we get to know your wounded parts. So go ahead and just take a couple more deep breaths with your heart. Really sending it love for all that it does for you and all that space holds in your body. And when that feels complete, you can begin to shift your focus back to the room around you. Thanking your parts for showing up today and thanking yourself for taking the time to go inwards, to tend to your beautiful, beautiful heart. Slowly bring your ears and senses back to the room, having your eyes be the last to open. And then just take note of how you feel in your body after this meditation. And if any shifts happened from the beginning until now, may you go forward in your day feeling so much gratitude for yourself along your healing journey. You are held with so much love. Take care.